Hey everybody, excited to have you all here today. Thank you so much for joining us. Um, Anyone who was at eXp-Con last week, maybe we saw you in person there. And if you did stop by our booth, thank you for attending and joining us. And we're very excited to be here to chat with you today and talk to you more about eXp exclusives powered by Zenlist. So my name's Eileen. I am with Zenlist. Again, if you were at eXp-Con last week, you may have met me, you may have seen me doing the training session. So happy to have you back. This session will be recorded. So if you have to leave early, have to take a phone call, what have you, we'll be sending out the recording to anybody who registered in advance. So no worries at all. So before we get started, just some housekeeping items. If you have any questions as we go along, there's a Q&A icon right on your Zoom screen. Go ahead, type that question in there. I have a couple of team members backing me up today, so they'll be here to answer questions as we go along, or I may hold it till the end. So if you have more personalized questions, etc., we will stick around at the end to answer those more in-depth questions afterward. So stick around to the very end if you can, but if you can't, the recording will be sent out. So what is eXp exclusive? So some of you may have heard a little bit about this. Some of you may have heard a lot about this. I'm here to talk to you about what eXp exclusives is and how it interacts with Zenlist. So eXp exclusives is a listing platform for all on and off market eXp listings across both the US and Canada. Our platform, Zenlist, powers this network. So Zenlist is the app or the website that you'll use to access the eXp Exclusives network. This network is made up of two different buckets of listings, and again, is available to you as an eXp agent and your clients. So those two buckets are first and foremost the eXp listings that are on an MLS somewhere in the US and Canada. So these are those active listings that are listed in an MLS somewhere. You will now be able to see any of those listings, even if you aren't a member of that MLS. And with several hundred MLSs represented, you're likely to not be a member of most. So that's really great. But the big exciting piece of it is the office exclusives, the other bucket of listings. These are those off-market listings that are not on an MLS somewhere and are only shared internally for you at eXp, okay? There are a number of reasons why a listing might not be an MLS. And in fact, when I was at the eXp-Con last week, I heard from dozens of agents about examples where this would be helpful for them in their business. Some examples included a seller who wants to market their property privately, celebrities, etc. I heard from a lot of agents who work with distressed properties who felt this would be really great for them. So there's a number of different reasons why a listing might not be on the MLS. This gives you at eXp an outlet for sharing those listings internally. Think of it this way. If you've ever been to an office meeting, either at eXp or with a brokerage you were previously with, if you went to a regular office meeting and stood up and said, hey, here's a listing I have coming soon, or here's a listing that's not on market, etc. This is the digital version of that. You're a digital remote-based brokerage. So everything that happens in the traditional brokerage world happens through the digital world with eXp. So think of this as the digital version of standing up and telling your office about a listing that you have coming soon or that's not actively on market, etc. Now, before I get into it, I know there's going to be a ton of questions about compliance. Does my MLS allow this, etc.? With so many states and MLSs represented, we're not able to give you one specific answer. eXp has worked really hard and spent a lot of time analyzing all of the rules of the various MLSs you're a member of. So if you have any questions about compliance, how this works within clear cooperation policy, or how this works within your MLS's policy, please check with your broker team. There's going to be a number of resources posted for you regarding compliance in your workplace. So check that out. So any compliance questions, please escalate those within your internal broker team at eXp. What we're here to talk to you about today is the Zenlist platform and how to use it, how to get signed up. Before we get into this, I want to give you a really brief timeline just so that you understand where you are today. So just last week, this was announced. So this is a brand new initiative as of a hot minute ago. So you guys are really early adopters, which is really awesome. We've spent some time up until last week testing it with some beta agents, etc. So now this is the official rollout period. And during this period, there's going to be a number of webinar trainings. So if you sign up for this one and you want to sign up for another, feel free to attend as many as you like. We want to make sure you're educated, you know how to use the system, and you're feeling comfortable with it. So during that period of time, that office exclusive inventory will be building. So when you look at it today, there's going to be more listings tomorrow and more listings the next day. So keep checking back and save a search, which I will show you how to do. Last but not least, it's important to know that this program is provided by eXp at no cost to you. What eXp is providing to you is considered the Zenlist starter plan, and that will mean you will be able to access the eXp exclusives network and search for listings, utilize it with a few clients. There will be some limits on functionality, however. If you like Zenlist, want to continue using it, there will be upgrade products available for you in the future. You'll be able to upgrade your account to have additional features, use it with unlimited clients, and even potentially search your local MLS in the same space. But we're not going to focus on that today. Today, we're focusing on the eXp exclusives network. So first thing I want to do is show you how to get signed up for an account. So before we do that, if you're already a Zenlist user, if you've been using Zenlist prior to this eXp exclusives launch, stay tuned to the very end. You do not have to create a new account, okay? You'll be able to take your existing Zenlist account and update it so that you have access to eXp exclusives through your existing account. Okay, I feel like that's probably a small subset of those who are on the webinar here. So for everybody else, if you have not yet signed up for your Zenlist account to access eXp exclusives, start by going to zenlist.com. So start from the browser on your computer or the browser on your phone. Do not sign up through the app. You can download the app after you've signed up, but start with the web browser. So go to zenlist.com and click Get Started. That'll be up in the top right. And what that's going to do is have you create your account. You can select any sign up method. If you want to one-click sign up with your Google or your Apple ID, but probably what's easiest for you is to use that bottom button that says sign up with eXp. This will utilize your Octalog login so that one click, you'll be able to sign right into Zenlist without having to remember an additional password. But again, you can use any of these methods to sign up. Any is fine. Just remember which method you use to create your account. That's how you will sign into your account if you ever get logged out, okay? After you select your sign-in method, it's going to ask you, what account type do you want? And you are a real estate agent. So select, I am a real estate agent. The next thing it will ask you is to select your MLS or listing network. If you don't listen to anything else today, this is the one thing I want you to hear. When you go to select your MLS or listing network, do not select your actual MLS. Select eXp. So even if you see your MLS in that list, don't select it. Select eXp. This is how you will gain access to the eXp exclusives network of listings. So make sure to select that. It will prompt you for your eXp email. You'll type that in. It'll give you a 6-digit code to confirm you are who you are, and then you'll be into your Zenlist account, okay? Really simple. This is the only thing you really need to remember. Select eXp for your MLS or listing network. Once you've created your account, find the Zenlist app on the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on which type of device you use. Just search for Zenlist in that App Store. You'll find it, download it, sign into your account then you're in. Then you'll be able to utilize Zenlist from your mobile device or from the website at zenlist.com, whichever you prefer, or any combination of the above. So just a real quick briefer before we get into the live demo. What I'm showing you today is the eXp provided Zenlist starter package. Again, this is that free package for you. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. This will allow you to access the eXp exclusives network and work within Zenlist with up to 3 groups of clients. Again, in the near future, if you like Zenlist, want to use it more in depth, you'll have upgrade packages available to you, but the starter package will always be free to you, and that's what we're going to dive into today. So let's get right into that live demo, and I do see some questions coming through. So if I have not, if I don't answer them right away, I promise I will get to them, but someone on my team will probably get to them before me. So bear with me. I'm going to switch over, show you my screen. And then you'll learn all about how to utilize the system. One sec, let's get going here. All right, so I am going to show you Zenlist from 2 perspectives today. The first, I'm going to show you from my web browser, okay? So this is what Zenlist will look like if you're using it on a computer, and probably the majority of the time you'll be utilizing it on your phone. So I want to make sure to show you that as well. So I will get to that at the end. For now, we'll start with the web browser. So when you get into Zenlist, you are going to see a navigation panel on the left-hand side here, clients, search, etc. There's a bunch of stuff. What we're focusing on today is the search tab, because this is where you'll go to search for listings that are in that eXp exclusives network. Remember, there's 2 buckets, right? So to switch between the 2 buckets of listings, at the very top, right now, you'll see eXp Office Exclusives. If I tap that, I can switch to the one that just says eXp. What's the difference? I will tell you. So the difference is when you're looking at the bucket of listings that says eXp, these are all of those listings that are listed live on an MLS somewhere in the US or Canada. So these are active eXp listings. If for whatever reason you want to search those, that option is there for you. I've heard from a number of agents that this is great for those agents who are in a market where you have to be members of a dozen different MLSs to see everything. If you're not a member of all those MLSs, at least you can see the eXp listings across different MLSs locally. I've also heard a great opportunity for sending referrals this way. You can identify which agents in a market you don't work are active, are selling properties, have listings. So a lot of different things you can do that with this. So that's the eXp active listings. And if you actually scroll out, you'll see there's like almost 65,000 of them, tons of listings across the US and Canada. Let's focus on the office exclusives though, again. So to toggle to that, I'm going to click at the very top where it says eXp, and I'm going to switch to eXp Office Exclusives. This is that internalized off-market network of listings. These listings are entered directly into Zenlist, whereas the others, the active listings, are fed automatically into Zenlist, okay? So these office exclusives are entered directly into Zenlist and are available for eXp agents and their clients. Now we have about 30 some as of today. Remember, we just launched this a hot minute ago. So it's building and building over time. I know I have a couple of big teams that say they have hundreds of off-market listings, believe it or not, that are putting some in there soon. So you'll start to see this grow. Now, how does this work? Okay, so you'll see the search filters, all of the filters that will allow you to search this network of listings. But the starting point is to sort of pick an area, right? So maybe you're an agent in LA and you want to see what listings are in your area that are not on market. There's 2 ways of doing this. First, you could actually just draw right on the map. So using the draw icons at the very top right, you could just kind of draw around the area you are interested in keeping an eye on. So I've just drawn sort of around Los Angeles, sort of greater metro area. That's one way of doing it. Additionally, we also have pre-populated boundary areas. So all you need to do is go into the location search bar here and type in that area of interest. So in this case, I'm just going to type Los Angeles. There we go. And I will see in the drop down below a bunch of different options for me. I'm going to select Los Angeles, California. What that will do is that will outline the proper city boundaries for LA. And that will show me what, if anything, is listed there. Now you see there's nothing today, right? But there might be tomorrow. So I want to be notified the moment an Office Exclusives gets added into this network in LA. So what I should do is save the search. So you'll notice there's a button at the top that says Save Search. So all you need to do is tap that. Now it's going to ask you, who do you want to save this search for? Now, if you've invited a client into Zenlist, which we haven't really talked about yet, but let's say you have, you'll see your clients listed in Zenlist here, and you can save a search for them. So maybe you have a client who's a really important client for you. You say, hey, I'm going to put you into my internal office network of off-market listings, and I'm going to set you up so that you'll be notified the minute a new listing gets added to it. You could save that search for them. But for now, let's save the search just for ourselves. So I want to be notified, just me, not my clients, just me. I want to know when a new LA listing goes into that Office Exclusive bucket. So I'll hit my name and then I will give the name a search. We'll just call it Los Angeles Office Exclusives and then save. So now as soon as a new listing matches that search criteria, it will be sent to me via email and via push notification if I have the app downloaded and signed into on my phone. So that's really cool. Let's talk about sharing a listing with a client. So let's say I'm in here and I find a listing that I think is a great fit for a client. There are two ways of sharing that listing with them. Let's just select this one here in North Carolina. So clicking to make this bigger, we'll see the full data, the full information about this property. Again, this has been entered directly into Zenlist and is on Zenlist only. This is one of those ones that are part of the Office Exclusive network. So I can see the photos, etc. I, as the agent, the buyer's agent really, can see the information for who listed this property. So if Marty's on the call today, hi Marty, this is your listing and it looks fantastic. And I'm going to show everybody how to share it with their clients. So if I wanted to send this to a client of mine, there's two ways I can do this. First, I can click the ... where it says more. And this will give me the option to share the URL for this listing. So I can just click share URL and copy that URL right to my computer clipboard. And what that will do is allow me to text it or email it, what have you, however I want to send it to my client. When my client views that listing, they do not have to have a Zenlist account. They'll be able to see it because I have shared it with them directly. If they want more information about that listing, if they click any of the buttons on the listing, that will come directly to me because that link that I have shared with them is unique to me and me only. So the system knows Eileen Romito has shared this listing with a client. Okay, so that's one way. These are for your clients who are not on Zenlist. If you have invited a client to Zenlist, which again, admittedly, we haven't spent a lot of time talking about, but if you have, let's just go with that. If you have, you can send this listing directly to them within the platform. So within the Zenlist chat, sort of the same way if you've ever say on Facebook, shared a post with somebody, or on Instagram, shared a post with somebody. Same sort of concept where you'll click send and it will allow me to select which clients that I have in the system and send them a message. So I'm just going to send them a message. They will receive that through the integrated chat messenger that Zenlist has. So if they have their Zenlist app on their phone, which most clients do, they'll receive it and they're almost going to feel like it's a text message. It will come in as a push notification, but to them, it's just a form of communication. So those are two ways of sharing listings with your clients. All right, so just don't forget, when you are looking at this search tab, don't forget there's two different buckets. There's the eXp office exclusives, which are entered directly into Zenlist and live only in Zenlist. And then there's eXp, which are those on-market properties that are fed directly from an MLS somewhere in US or Canada that are fed into Zenlist, okay? The next thing I want to show you is how to add a listing. So let's say you have an office exclusive. You have a property that's not going on the MLS. Maybe you have a seller exemption form signed. That seller wants to sell privately, or they want to keep it off market for a few weeks while they get the staging and the photographs done, but they want you to start promoting it within your eXp network. All right, so you have one of those listings. So what you'll do is go to the My Listings tab. And I will show you separately how to do this on mobile because it's in a slightly different place. If you're looking at this on your phone, I will get to the mobile demo in a moment. But here from web, you'll click on My Listings. And then over on the top right, you'll just tap New Listing. It's really straightforward. The only option for you right now is going to be an eXp office exclusive listing. We'll select that. What type of property do you want to list? So in this case, let's just say it's a residential sale and this one is a townhouse, what have you. You'll put in that address. It's going to locate that address using Google Maps. And then there's a unit number. Go ahead and enter that unit number, save. Then what it's going to do is bring up all of the fields that are available for you to enter on that listing. Very few of these fields are required, so don't let yourself become overwhelmed by this, but you can enter as much as you want. If anybody's familiar with RESO data standards, Real Estate Standards Organization, our listing input is built based on that standard, okay? So all of those fields that are common within real estate are available for you. From here, you can add photos, upload them right from your computer, add number of bedrooms, baths, etc. Public remarks will be visible to any agents and any clients who are viewing this listing on Zenlist. So whatever you put here, know that anyone looking at this listing on Zenlist can see it. Alternately, there's a field called private remarks. These are only visible to the agents who are on Zenlist. So this is more specific information, maybe about showing the property or about rating offers on the property, etc. You can enter list price if you want. If there's a specific field you're looking for and you don't want to scroll through the list trying to find it, just search for that field up at the very top. So let's say I want to enter the type of appliances that are in here. And my keyboard just died on me. So appliances. So I'll search for the word appliance. Here's the field I'm looking for and I can edit it, etc. Done. Once I have this listing ready and I've got everything I want in it, I will hit the review at the bottom right. And this is going to tell me, oh, there's a couple of things you must do. These are the required fields, okay? These are the mandatory fields. So two things to be aware of. The status is, what is the status of the listing within the Office Exclusives network? This is not asking you what's the status of the listing on the MLS, because if it was on the MLS, it would be in that other bucket, okay? So this is what is the status within the Office Exclusives network. So if the property is, for example, not ready to be shown at all, it might be a coming soon. Whereas if it's active, you're ready to show it. It's ready to be, sort of really actively marketed within this network, okay? So pick whichever status makes sense for you. The next one that's required is an expiration date. So when you enter this listing, you will have to pick an expiration date. It could be 3 months out, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be anytime soon. But if you know that this listing will be going on the MLS on a certain date, what you should do is make that the expiration date. So then it will expire out of the Office Exclusives network on, let's just say, for example, 10/26. All right. So on 10/26, it will automatically expire from the Office Exclusives network. And I know that on 10/26, I'm entering it into my MLS. And when it gets entered into my MLS, it's getting fed automatically into Zenlist as one of those active on market listings. So that's one way of thinking about it. If you don't know what the expiration date should be, no problem. You can change it anytime. You'll get a notification 24 hours before it actually expires. And if you get that notification and go, you know what, I need to keep this on as an Office exclusive for longer, you can go in and update that expiration date, no problem. So don't let that worry you too much. So pretty easy to do there. That's how you would enter a listing. So far, what we've talked about is searching both those buckets of listings, the active on-market eXp listings that are fed into Zenlist automatically, as well as those off-market listings that are only available within Zenlist and are entered directly into Zenlist. We've talked about saving a search. Save a search for yourself or for your clients. If you or your clients want to be notified automatically when a new listing gets added to the network. We've talked about sharing that listing with your client, either by sending them that URL link via text, email, etc., or sharing it with them right within Zenlist if they've been invited to Zenlist, okay? One more thing I want to show you before and we talked about entering listing, but one more thing I want to show you before we talk about the mobile demo is if you need any help as you're going through this, at the very bottom left of your account, you're going to see need help, get support, tap that, and it's going to open on the right-hand side our support center. Our support team is amazing. We're here to help you. So send us a message, live chat with us. We'll chat with you, help you with whatever question it is you have about the system. We also have a ton of help articles in here. So feel free to read through any of those articles to help you get a better understanding of all of the other things you can do within Zenlist that we haven't even talked about today. We also have an AI bot that's being trained and is actually doing very well. So for those after hours support questions, say you're a night owl, it's 3 in the morning, you have a question about Zenlist, give our AI bot a try. He's pretty darn good, believe it or not. He's powered by ChatGPT. So don't be afraid to use him, and you can always escalate the question to a real life person if you want to. But we are real life people during the day and on the weekend, so we'll be happy to help you then as well. All right, let's switch over to taking a look at this on your mobile device. So let me just pull that up really quick. Just bear with me while I get it up. It's loading. It's loading. It's just taking its sweet time. All right. All right, I will have this for you in just a moment. Here we go. All right, so you're going to see my phone here. Just a second. There we go. All right, so here's my phone. So here, let's zoom out from where I'm at. All right. So again, you're going to have a bunch of different tabs or sections on the app. So running along the bottom, you'll see clients, search, chat, tours, account, etc. Today, we're focusing on search. Okay, so you're going to want to tap on that search tab. And to search between the two different buckets of listings, what you'll do is at the top left, you see where it says filters right there? I'm going to try and put my finger right on it. So tap filters. And at the very top of this, it's going to show you which database you're searching. So when you see eXp at the very top there, that is those on-market listings that are fed to Zenlist automatically. They're on an MLS somewhere in the country, okay? So if I want to switch to that Office Exclusives database, I will tap eXp, and I'm just going to toggle it over to eXp Office Exclusives, okay? Pretty much everything else we already talked about here applies the same on mobile. So play around with it, send us a message if you need any help, but it's pretty intuitive, should be quite easy for you. So let me, for example, tap a listing here. Let's select this one. If I wanted to share this with a client, I can do it two ways. So number one is at the very bottom right, I can click that ... and click share URL link. This will allow me again to just send it right through a chat or a, SMS or however I want to send it to them. Or if that client is on Zenlist, actively has a Zenlist account, I can send it by clicking the send button on the bottom left of that listing. The other thing I didn't even mention here, but this is, you can chat with other agents here. So if Sabrina Cooks is the listing agent for this property and I have a question for her, I can send her a message right here. Right? I'm not going to actually send it because Sabrina's going to wonder who the heck Eileen is. But that's how you can utilize this to not only communicate with your clients, but also with the agents that are on the other side of this potential transaction here. So let's talk about really quick how to enter a listing through the mobile device, because it's sort of a little hidden. So I have to give you a little secret on how to find it. But the great thing is you can fully enter the listing from your mobile device. So imagine this, you're sitting at your seller's house. You just got a signed listing agreement and you've agreed, hey, in 1 week, I'm going to have it ready to go on the MLS. And so for the next week, you're staging it, you're taking photographs, you're getting all the marketing ready, you're printing brochures, etc. And in 1 week, you're putting it on the MLS. But you can say, hey, sellers, before I get it on the MLS, do you want me to start talking about this property to my network of 89,000 agents across the US and Canada? They're probably going to say, yeah, definitely. So you could right then and there just enter the listing. So to do that, you'll tap at the bottom right, you'll tap on account. And you have to sort of switch your app into listing agent mode because the app starts in buyer's agent mode. Remember, an app is this big, so we have to cram everything in. So to switch it to listing agent mode, you'll see now at the very top, switch to listings, bam. So now we're on the listings side of the app where you can now at the top right, click that button to add a new listing. And again, it's the same exact process I showed you on web as it is on mobile. So this would take you right through what property type, what address, upload any photos if you want to, fill out whatever details, etc. So that's how you would enter a listing right from your mobile phone. So very cool stuff. To switch back to searching, again, I will tap account at the bottom right. And now at the very top, it's going to say switch to search and collab. All right, so we're going to switch back to that search mode. So that's how you would do that. Now, if you have a reason to contact our support team, you have a question for us from the app, you can do it as well. Just go to account at the bottom right and then scroll down a little ways and you'll see that option to contact support. And again, by tapping this, it's going to open our support center. Same thing you saw on web. Send us a message, read through our help articles. Try our chat GPT bot at 3 in the morning if you want to. Let us know how he does. We're watching every single response, so we're checking up on him. Okay, great. So that is the general idea of how to access and use the eXp Exclusives network. I want to do a quick sidebar here for anybody who does have an existing Zenlist account already prior to the eXp Exclusives being launched, okay? So if you're one of those people who already has a Zenlist account, what you need to do is add your access to eXp Exclusives on your existing account. So to do that, you'll do this from web. Go to zenlist.com, sign into your account. At the bottom left, you'll see account, okay? From here, what you'll do is add an MLS membership. I know eXp is not really an MLS. It's a listing network, but it's lumped into the same section here. So what you'll do is you will add an MLS. I won't see this on my end, but you will see the option to add an MLS membership. Do that, select eXp as your MLS or listing network. And then you will have access to not only your existing MLS, which you've been using for Zenlist, but also you'll have access to that eXp office exclusives and the eXp active listing network. Okay. And that will be right here in the search tab where you can toggle between those separate databases. But again, if you have any questions, need any assistance with doing that, message our support team. They will be more than happy to help. So in the meantime, we can wrap it up. If there are any remaining questions, I'm happy to stick around, happy to talk with you about what this looks like, how this can work for you, whatever help questions you might have. But if you haven't yet, just make sure to get access by going to zenlist.com, select eXp as your MLS, okay? Then after you do that, download the Zenlist app and sign into your account. That way you have it on your phone at your fingertips. You'll get notified about anything you want to be notified about. And then if you have any off-market listings, if you're working with somebody right now and you haven't put that listing on the MLS yet for whatever reason, go ahead and put that in. Put that in. This is the eXp internal office exclusives network. So share it with your office the same way you would stand up in an office meeting and say, hey, I've got something that's off market I want you all to know about. This is the digital version of that. So if you need any assistance after all of this, please reach out. We'd love to chat with you. We love to hear feedback too. So send that our way. And thank you all for joining. I'll stick around, but feel free to sign off if there's no other questions you have. Ron is asking if he will receive a copy of this training recording. And yes, I will send this training out to anybody who signed up and registered for the webinar training, definitely. Great, let's see. Brian is asking, this is a great question, Brian. Yes, I should have showed you this. Brian is asking, is there a way to save a default map location? Yes. Okay, let me switch back to my other screen here. So when you first sign in on web, what's going to happen? Hold on, bear with me while I get my screen share up. All right. When you first sign in on web, you will see a button. I think it's at the top left corner of the map. It's going to be a black button and it will say set default map location. Click that and you can pick where on the map this is centered. So if the map is not automatically centering in the right place based on where you work, go ahead and click that button. If you've clicked that button away and it's gone and you're not seeing it there, what you can do is go down to account, the bottom left, and then you will see app defaults. All right. And this will give you the option here to set your default map location. So default map location, hit edit. It's going to bring you to the map. And I'm going to say, I want my default not to be Chicago, but actually Indianapolis. And then I'll just hit save. So that's great. Joel is asking, what is the cost? Or sorry, Joe is asking, what is the cost? Joe, it's free. Accessing the eXp exclusives network is free to you. There will be upgrade opportunities in the near future. I'm not even going to talk to you about them today because I don't want to confuse the message. But in the future, let's say a month from now, you're like, gee, I really like Zenlist. I have a couple of clients in here who love it. It's really easy for us to collaborate together, for me to send them listings. They're liking it. They're not on Zillow anymore. I really like this. If you want to upgrade your account to use Zenlist more in depth, there will be two options to upgrade depending on what features you want. eXp has actually negotiated a discount for you. So our normal starting upgrade price is $39 a month. You as an eXp agent will get it for $33 a month. Okay. So that's the starting price for upgrades. There is a higher tier for really advanced users, big team leads, etc. But if you like it, you'll see more information about those upgrade opportunities in just a few weeks. So thanks for asking that. Any other questions? I'm seeing that there's still some people on. So either you've all stepped away from your desks, or maybe there's some more questions. Great. Well, I'm not seeing any other questions come through, so we'll sign off for now. But again, shoot our support team a message through the live chat if there's anything else we can help you with. And thank you all for joining us today. Take care. Bye.